Hey, first graders, we are going to now listen for our 5 vocabulary words to be used in a story. It's a story you're familiar with. In fact, we talked about it a little bit earlier this week when we read the Three Little Dassies. Okay, any guesses? It's the Three Little Pigs. That's the story we're going to do today. But as we read it, you're going to be listening for those 5 vocabulary words. So let's quickly review them one more time, and you can practice them when you hear them in the story as well. Okay, so the first word we had was shelter. Remember, shelter is a place we go to get protected from the weather and everything around us. Okay, so we give the roof and go under, shelter. The next is materials, or the supplies and equipment we use, the objects we use to be able to build our house or do other projects. Okay, next we have collapsed. Okay, remember, if it collapsed, it fell in on top of itself. Okay, that's collapsed. Furious. How do you feel if you're furious? You're very angry. Ugh. Okay, so you're just, we just want to get that anger out of us. And then we have refused. If you refuse to do something, you absolutely will not do it. It's out of here. Okay, so that's a good way to remember. Get that idea out of here. I refuse. Okay, so let's listen for those words as we are listening to the story. Here we go. I'm going to get just a little bit bigger so we can practice those actions too. And here we have the Three Little Pigs. And did you know this is a story from England? Okay, it is. It's a very old story. It's been around for a long time, but it was originally told in England. And as we're reading, I want you to think, would you rather live in a house made of hay, sticks, or bricks? And why? Ready? Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who left home to live on their own. Each little pig set off to find materials to make a good house in which to live. As the first little pig walked along the road, he spotted a pile of straw. I can make my house from this straw, he said. So the pig built himself a house made of straw, and he was very content. The second little pig soon found a bundle of sticks. These sticks will make a fine house, she said. So the pig built herself a house made of sticks, and she was very pleased. The third little pig took more time to find good building materials. At last he found a pile of bricks. These bricks will make a strong shelter, he said, and he built a sturdy house. Soon after the 3 little pigs completed their homes, a hungry wolf passed by the house made of straw. The wolf saw the first little pig through the window and thought he would make a tasty meal. So the wolf knocked on the door and said, little pig, please let me in." The little pig looked through the keyhole and saw the wolf. So he replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf got angry and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." So the wolf huffed and he puffed, and the straw house collapsed immediately. However, the first little pig wasn't there. He had run all the way to the second pig's house of sticks. The wolf saw the little pig run into the house of sticks, so he followed him. This time, when he looked through the window, he saw 2 little pigs. "These 2 little pigs will make a doubly tasty meal," said the wolf. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in. I only want to talk to you." Both the little pigs peeked through the keyhole and saw, of course, that it was the wolf. So they refused to let him in. They replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair on our chinny chin chins." Then the wolf got angry and answered, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." So the wolf huffed and he puffed. But the house of sticks was a little bit stronger than the house of straw. So the wolf had to huff and puff again before the house of sticks fell down. However, the two little pigs were no longer there because they had run as fast as they could straight to the third little pig's house of bricks. The wolf saw the little pigs run into the house of bricks and followed them. This time, when he looked through the window, he saw three little pigs. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in. I only wish to speak to you. But the three little pigs answered right back and said, no, 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 not by the hair on our chins. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, he replied the angry wolf. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed and he huffed and he puffed again. But the brick house was stronger than the other houses and he could not blow it in. Now the furious wolf climbed on the roof to go down the chimney, but the little pigs saw what he was doing. So they made a blazing fire. When the wolf started down the chimney, he felt the hot flames. He quickly hopped out of the chimney and ran away from the three little pigs as fast as he could. And the three little pigs lived happily ever after. The third little pig even helped the other two pigs build sturdy brick houses of their own. The end. Which one would you rather live in? A house of bricks, a house of sticks, or a house of straw? Why? Did you hear all those words getting used? All 5 of the vocabulary words? Did you practice them with us? Okay, now you get to practice them in your writing. Have fun.